For more than a decade, South Africa has watched Julius Malema rise through the political fires like a figure carved from controversy, charisma, and raw defiance. He has been called many things: fearless, reckless, revolutionary, unpredictable. But no one in the country expected that the boldest revelation about him would come from the quietest person in his life. His wife, Mantoa Malema. The day began like any other: politicians sparring on Twitter, parliament filled with noise, and citizens going about their daily battles. But by nightfall, everything changed. A single unexpected press briefing, announced without any political affiliation or party seal, sent reporters scrambling toward a modest hall in Johannesburg. The name attached to the invitation was enough to send shockwaves across the media. No one imagined that Mantoa, who had mastered the art of staying out of headlines, was about to step into the brightest spotlight South Africa could offer. The hall was full. Journalists elbowed for position. Cameras blinked like city lights. Then she walked in. No entourage. No political handlers. No red beret. Dressed simply, composed, but carrying a weight no one could ignore, Mantoa approached the podium with a deep breath that echoed louder than any words. "Tonight, I am speaking not as a politician's wife, but as someone who has carried a truth for too long." The silence was absolute, a silence that felt like the calm before a political thunderstorm. For years, South Africans believed they understood Julius Malema, the firebrand with unshakable confidence, the man who roared in rallies and dominated national debates. But Mantoa suggested something startling. There is a side of Julius that he has hidden even from those closest to him. A side he feared would change how the country sees him. Reporters leaned forward. Even the cameramen stopped adjusting their lenses. What secret could possibly shake a man whose life had been public for years: his battles, his criticism, his controversies? But Mantoa pressed on. She began to describe a man vastly different from the public persona. A man weighed down by expectations, haunted by past decisions, and trapped by the image he created. "People see a fighter," she said. "But the Julius I know sometimes feels cornered by the same revolution he leads." She spoke of nights where politics swallowed their home whole. Nights filled with tension, pacing, unread messages, and doors closed for too long. Nights where she feared the stress would consume him. According to her, Julius had spent years constructing a political armor so thick that even those closest to him struggled to see the man underneath. Mantoa's voice remained steady, but emotionally charged. She revealed details of the invisible battles. The pressure to play the indestructible leader. The fear of appearing weak. The fear of disappointing the thousands who looked at him as a symbol, not a human being. "The public sees Julius the warrior," she explained. "But I often see Julius the man, exhausted, conflicted, overwhelmed." For the first time, South Africans had to consider that behind the fiery speeches and bold declarations, there might be a man carrying mountains alone. This was the question burning on every journalist's mind. Why today? Why break years of quiet? Why peel open a door Julius kept firmly closed? Her answer was simple, but shook the room. Because secrets have weight. And this one has become too heavy, for him, for me, and for our family. She clarified that she wasn't exposing wrongdoing, nor attacking him. Her purpose was deeper: to remind South Africans that the political battlefield goes far beyond microphones and manifestos. It seeps into families. It fractures marriages. It breaks sleep. It shapes futures. And sometimes, it consumes even the strongest of leaders. As she continued, the energy in the room shifted. People began to see her not as a whistleblower, not as a politician, but as a woman who had watched the man she loved shrink under the weight of national expectations. He has